Alright, taking the elevator up. It is on Monday, near the end of the semester. We're about to head to work, and as you can see, another day, another bounty of wine, right for the taking. Middle of Brooksville, the St. Paul campus, the dreary place, only for night folk. Plants. Wow. Alright, wine tasting class has ended. I am definitely at least a little tipsy, but it went pretty good. The first white was alright. The second white was actually pretty good. The fortified wine was wacky. It was amber colored. It didn't even smell like amber too. Truly a fascinating wine. I ultimately did not like because it felt like medicine. But all in all, pretty good. And also, I get to chat with everyone now, which is such a nice luxury. But Minnesota it's slowly getting alive in late April. Very, very slowly. But I get to take the bus back. No Hong Kong Student Association meeting board. No Hong Kong Student Association board meeting today. We had Asian night market a few nights ago, and so we're now free for the most part. You get to go back to pile, eat food, take it easy, and then tomorrow it's back on the grind.
All right. Heavily breathing, because this rice with some kind of masala, it's fire, both in taste and spice, but also holy shit, my mouth is. I don't do well with spicy food, guys. And even worse, I had my root beer, Coca-Cola float earlier. Some cream. I just have blackberry Dr. Pepper though. Oh, fuck. Probably won't help that much, but fuck. About water. Wrong pipe. I'm dying. Okay. Okay. I survived. But yeah, pile supper kind of goaded today. We got jasmine rice. Anything is possible with jasmine rice. Oh, fuck, sorry. Oh, man. Excuse me. I can still feel it. But yeah, you know that Salmonella guy? He does New York Times crosswords now. Oh, shit. After this, I have a Smosh Pit video And more coming up. Unfortunately, gotta wait a while before 2B Hero X becomes relevant again. But I can take this time to showcase my prized possessions. We have a humongous eye figure. Her hand was lost in the move. It's a really nice 1/7 scale. Then we have Wedding Eye. I got it for like literally $3. So it was like $3 or $6. So I'm pretty proud of that. And then the Country Miku figure, she's so cute because like look at her eyes. They have stars in them, just like this one.
All right. Well, work is going pretty okay. There's no one else here. Hey. Well, it's like I need the tutoring hours, but on the bright side, I can finish handing out this souvenir. Because someone I know actually cares about Harajuku. And who knows? We might even vaguely know who that person is. Cue flashback.
Oh yeah, might as well put my hand here for comparison. It's yay big, and I don't think me shoving it back in there is gonna help.
Well, I mean, they have like the actual wheel for comparison as well.
Ta-da! Do I drink this even though I'm gonna go to bed in half an hour? This is a good question. I think the answer is hell yeah! Sorry for the time skip, everyone. I skipped breakfast, lunch, and all that other stuff. My lead class was canceled because we were just doing group feedback, and I also kind of forgot about the flock. Whoopsies. But I'm here now. Also had my lab IT for office hours, so I'll see more of that tomorrow. Now I'm doing a weird thing, which is walking back to Pio when I normally shouldn't. But I was at Smash Bros. Club, which we will see more of later. Yeah. I did a fair amount of homework earlier today and actually made good progress, so pretty chuffed about that one during my office hours. Mia stopped by, so we talked about things that we were gonna do, plans for tomorrow, etc. Hopefully I don't come through that quiet on here, but that's okay. Because for now, we're going to Pio. Use Pale Sunsteel. Dang it, I forgot the third person, but 3 people asked me for souvenirs from Japan, and I'm gonna get them. As well as eat a healthy supper at Bio because I'm hungry and I need food. And I estimate vaguely an hour. Well, not me. Keklin estimated about an hour before. Estimated about an hour before amateur bracket starts, so I have plenty of time. I'll also use this. Will I drive from Oak Street Ramp to there? Nah, I'll probably just walk again. That's cool, but yeah, sorry for the huge gap today. I'll do my best to remember. You will see pictures though. Because yeah, only one person's talked to my office hours, excluding Mia. So it's actually pretty nice, eventful day. Lab was also pretty chill, basically empty. That's nice. What other things that happened? Oh. So, looking forward to tomorrow. Oh yeah, I should talk about Smash Bros. Club. So, what happened was I played friendlies, managed to win a game against Yuruki out of like 5 or 6 games. So that was, so I'm pretty proud of that. Gotta take your wins when you can.
Oh, okay, I did too. Okay, bye, Jay.
The bracket comes up, you know, pretty tough. First set, I only took 1 single stock that game because I got 3 stocked game 1 and then got 2 stocked game 2, which it goes how it goes. But then loser's game, it was against Blaze K, but they chose Jigglypuff. An interesting choice, but it resulted in me only winning game 2, which was great, but all 3 games were nail biters, and honestly, if I played a bit more cleanly, I probably could have clutched it out, but I simply was not there at that level, and thus lost. But that's okay, because next game I would have gone screwed anyways.
So let's hope there's good food in Paya. All right. Sorry, I was hungry, but had to eat tacos. Now I think back to Smash Club to get to amateur bracket, souvenirs in bag, self in tow. Let's get them. All right, it is like 9:30, and I'm sitting outside of HSEC. Smash Bros. Club went into amateurs bracket. Got absolutely slammed on, but I won a game because we agreed to random ditto, and I got Incineroar versus their Ryu. But a win's still a win, and so we take that. Then I got trounced by a Peach player. So things didn't go that well, but live and learn. Butter turn, creepy urn, get a turn. I don't know what else rhymes with urn, but yeah, pretty okay day. Aside for tomorrow though, so hoping that pays out. Kind of hoping. Hoping to relax tonight, go to bed before 11. I did order the Tempur-Pedic sleep mask because I went on to Reddit and they're like, yo, get the Tempur-Pedic sleep mask. And by the way, this is like a $20 sleep mask. I'll attach a picture if I remember, but oh my god. It is expensive, but it looks super nice, so hoping it means I can sleep for a nice almost 8 hours, you know. The more I go to bed, the more hours I can sleep. It's simple logic and arithmetic if you think about it, but yeah. Oh, that's right, I did place an Amazon order earlier today, this morning in fact. I ordered a new USB-C charging block along with some Pop-Tarts to get free overnight shipping, which won't even matter anyways because Pio doesn't process packages until 4 p.m., which, you know, makes sense. They have to standardize the system. But then they're like, yeah, by the way, we get so many packages, you have to wait until like 8 to pick it up or so. And I'm like, well, damn. But here we are. Looks like there's some antics happening in front of Pio again. Or it could be that one trend where it's like speak your mind and then get like dumped with ice water. Yeah, that trend's been popping up lately. I have no idea what the heck it's about. But here we are, and here we go. So computer science lab happened, and this is, what is this building? Oh. Right. Just did a research study where I had to do some stuff, but I got paid $25 for my time, which was nice because it took an hour and a half. Now we're in coaching at University Avenue because we're going to go back to Pile for food and to pass by the lovely turkeys. Only 2 of them this time. Killer. But yeah, going to Pile for food because then I don't have to pay money. Yeah, look at those 2. Oh, there's 3. Wow, look at that. Symbols of America right here. Wow.
Like every Wednesday, this room is all mine. No one at my office hours. No one here to teach. No one here to guide or check out for milestones. This place is barren of life.
Which means I can call Boyne and schedule my annual physical. Yay. But calling Boyan is going to be a mid-shot pain in the ass. Because, fun fact, when I'm on U of M guest Wi-Fi, I can't use Text Now to call people, which means I have to switch to EduRoam, which has given me issues, or use my cell phone or laptop or other computing device. So that's a tomorrow thing. For now, I'm waiting to hear back from Top Brass about where and when I'm gonna get picked up, so we shall see what happens. That's me, by the way. I still had just enough reward stars to get a free drink, so suck it, Starbucks. You aren't getting my money. I'm gonna exploit you for every drop of cream there is. Because I got the vanilla sweet cold foam cream. The vanilla sweet cream cold foam. Whatever the fuck they called it. They're dumb.
I've also chosen this week to be my YouTube vlog of the semester because I'm like vaguely every semester I try to remember to do a weekly vlog. Keyword is try. And I've decided this week it's the week.
Oh yeah.
Because after this it's gonna be too late.
Right.
I just now remember to take a picture of the ice cream.
Good morning. Oh god. Last night was pretty fun. Got a little hot. But you know what? Okay. I think it went alright. I can definitely feel that, it was starting to like poke around my anxiety a bit. So, that was a good ease into it. I probably could have gone a little further, maybe, but yeah, it's really nice. Fluffy felt really tired, so I think I rested okay. Maybe. But yeah, today's gonna be a more chill day. So yeah. So hope it goes well.
And like, this is like, I was so
Oh man. After a while, I managed to get every picture and video from my iPad onto the computer up through this month, and it took a while. And you want to know how much photos and videos I've taken this year alone on the iPad? Ooh, that's a lot of gigabytes. Ooh boy. Yeah, vacations will tend to do that. The things that happened, I went to Pump House Creamery with some friends from Commuter Connection, which was awesome because they had new and interesting flavors. You can go to their website. Yes, Pump House Creamery. I've had most of these already, but the Mango Carolina Reaper pepper is interesting because you get mango right away, but then the Carolina Reaper shows up later and it's like, oh, this one's kind of interesting because it's like chocolate orange, but in an ice cream. This is weird, but it's pretty good. Also, what does this fruit look like? Oh, what the hell? Nope, no. No, I want images. Ooh, wait, what the fuck? That's the seed? Huh. Interesting. The Peruvian orange avocado. Sure, okay. I've not seen anything like that before. Let's see what else stuck out at me. Oh yeah, the lychee citrus sorbet, which is nice, but not gonna lie, I think they didn't put enough lychee in it because I just got the citrus. Minus that criticism, everything else is fine. But yeah. Tonight, super low key, played some Dead Cells, and then my left hand hurt because I'm playing Dead Cells on a keyboard. Making decent progress. Other things of note include... tomorrow, Costco and sake time. Let's go, let's get it. So, there's been one random thing happening. The Speak Your Mind Challenge, which is actually an extension of the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, but it's also being co-opted for mental health at the same time. Now, this is interesting because I also saw a contrarian take on the internet that this trend is really just people showing off how many friends they have. Not gonna lie, they kinda right for that. Because it's like you speak your mind and it's like, I'm gonna nominate these 4 people. And then they'll do it, and thus the chain goes on and on and on and on. Don't stop believing, you know? But I will stop believing, because if my mother taught me anything, if there's one thing that's more powerful than friendship, fuck that shit. The power of yourself is where it matters. That's right, you can make anything happen without others. Not that guy though. He thinks he can do it all himself, but nah, he needs his friends. Another random thought, because it's graduation season, there's all those people with those fancy photo shoots, and you know what that means? Those fuckers have money! Like, I'm thinking about it this way, why not take the photos yourself? Or have a friend do it, considering that the last thing I saw, the rates were $100 to $300, which makes sense. They're experts, they've done it for years, and they probably have thousands of dollars of camera equipment. Not everyone has that. But what if you have an iPhone? Those things can cost thousands of dollars. I know it's not exactly I know it's like apples to oranges, but like photo shoots feel overpriced if you get them professionally done. But maybe that's also because I don't think graduating college is that meaningful. Kind of a hot take there. Yeah, it's one of those wacko society things. Ooh, society bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, that's $100-200 that you can better spend elsewhere. And in my opinion, there are more useful and more happier ways to spend $100 to $300 than a photo shoot. Thinking about it from a utilitarian perspective of happiness and utility. This is why you don't let me yap once it gets past 10 p.m. because I'll make people angry because I have opinions that society disagrees with, which includes age and gender should not matter with physical touch with other people. Let's see, cuddling is literally just a specific type of hug, not necessarily its own separate thing. Let's see, what else? Oh, school on Christmas Day is 100% A-okay. Let's see, oh, the 9 to 5 sucks giga ass and should not exist, especially 5 days a week. What else? Oh, high school lunches really aren't that bad. And oh, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid is a peak anime #2 favorite. Yeah. What else can I say? Oh, Quick Trip is not the GOAT gas station. There we go. That'll make everyone in the Midwest angry because they haven't heard of or seen whatever the hell a Wawa is. Travel out of state.
Good morning. Alright, no class today, so all that's on the docket is Costco, sake, and probably a CC officer meeting. It's gonna be a little annoying driving to St. Louis Park, but that's okay.
Okay. Do you need anything from Costco?
It's a duck. Wow.
Pass out for failure. Oh my god, I waited so long for another win.
Yeah. Alright, so it's just in line for Savory Bakehouse, and I'm eternally fucking pissed from the construction. Because if it wasn't for the construction, the mango raspberry braided sweet rolls would not have sold out, and I could have gotten 2, which I was the only fucking reason why I went today. I know part of it could have been avoided, and I could have saved like a couple minutes if I actually read the new Google Maps instructions or left a little earlier. But this is the chain reaction for, there's probably like a marathon or something, that's fine, but also how was I supposed to know about that as someone that maybe goes down Franklin Avenue Bridge once a week at most, more like once a month realistically. They better have it tomorrow, because I'm like, I've gotten like minor annoyance after minor fucking annoyance today, and I've like about had it to here. To be fair, 10% of this was because playing Marvel Rivals kind of makes you angry because it's like Overwatch, and also like I'm bad at the game, so like my anger comes from my own ineptitude, not the ineptitude of my teammates, because my teammates have all played the game more than I have. But can I like get a break, please? Please. Well, now I have to go to Costco, so that's gonna be fun. Yeah, Costco, Micro Center, I don't know, we'll go to Total Wine and get turned or some shit. Get to Baby Zito, because I have a date, we'll see how that goes. And then Spring Jam, and then sake, because that didn't happen last night. It's fine. It's fine. I just, look, it's fine having L's. What's not fine is getting like 5 L's in a row. Okay. This is why you never let me talk for more than a minute at a time.
These are the tarts I bought. They were $5.50 each.
I love mango and raspberry more! No, I shouldn't be this. But mango's literally a top 3 fruit. Like literally, okay, favorite foods. Lychee, mango, raspberry, then orange. In that order. They took away my... Look, if the bakery sells them tomorrow, we are getting there half an hour fucking early, because I am not letting those escape my hands.
I don't know how to describe where I am besides a minefield of geese. They are here. And they are geese. Like, look, there's even 2 right over there. So, yeah. I don't think they realize I'm here. By the way, every time I've seen those geese, they've always ran away from me, so... only got this almond tart because it has apricot. To be fair, the apricot part is good. The almonds are not. Yeah.
Fruit flavors, a little bit more of the raspberry, cherry.
About a gazillion things has changed with my plans today. I have gone to Costco to get abalone for my mom. I have gone to Micro Center to get a free 128 gigabyte micro SD card. After that, I drove to Bloomington Toll Line to taste some wine for free, including a couple really expensive red wines that are so not worth the price. Because one of them was $100. Other things of note include, after that I went to South Lindale Liquors to buy tickets for a sake tasting event, so I have that to look forward to in May. After that, drove up Lindale to Baby Zito because I have gift card money that I haven't used. Had a good mango ice cream, in fact so good it's at least a 9 out of 10. We'll see. I tentatively gave it a 10 out of 10. But now we're in Brunix because the Casa family has one last event today. Here we go.
Skipped. And you can also opt to skip. And if you opt to skip, or if you get skipped, you won't lose points, you can only gain points. At the end,
Okay. Weather, it's pretty warm outside until you're in the shade, and then the wind makes it just a bit too cold for a sweatpants t-shirt. But the Casa family finale event was okay. It was basically divided up into one side of the room versus the other. Oh my god, my hair's being fingered. And my side of the room lost. We kind of nearly made a comeback. When I say kind of nearly made a comeback, I mean we lost in the second to last game and it was a best of 5, so it is what it is. I knew not to get that invested into it because my luck's been absolute ass today. Because at this rate, I'm predicting that get drinking sake with a friend isn't going to happen. And we're gonna see how right I am in, for you, a few minutes, but for me, a few hours at the earliest. But it's, well, it's fine and done. We'll see. Well, I have an ounce of sanity. I keep catching L's today. They don't allow tablets into Spring Jam. That's so dumb. That's incredibly stupid. For way too many reasons. I can't tell if this is inequality or inequity. To be fair, I see two possible rules with their restricted item policy that an iPad could fall under, which is the fact that it's bigger than 6.5 by 4.5 inches, or it could be considered a video camera. But then so are phones, so that negates that argument. As for the size dimensions bit, like, sure, but then you update your restricted item policy to say anything that's bigger than that won't be allowed in. But they just said bags cannot be that size, cannot be bigger than that size. Just bags, not items per se. Oh gosh. Like, I've been annoyed too many times today. I would rather not go back.
alright. I played Smash Bros. With Fred and Greta and the gang, and I'm at the Norwood Young American McDonald's. Because family bonding with my father, not my friend father, but like my paternal father. It's okay. My best friend, I literally call her dad, and it's like a bit, you know. You'll understand when you get a best friend in the future. Trust. But yeah, this probably pear drink, you know, is pretty nice. I like that it's not that sweet. It's like pretty subtle with the flavors, and it's better than sparkling water. So pretty nice W from De La Calle. Yeah, very nice. Apartment tour has concluded, which means that I am back on campus.
Now, of course, with the new license plate on the car, I forgot to update one thing, which is the license plate recognition that allows me to get in and out of parking ramps without needing to scan my U card if it scans the license plate correctly. So that's a bureaucracy thing I have to do. That's a later thing. Yeah, that angle's a little weird because I'm holding it sideways in my arm. Hope you understand your view of the floor. But yeah, you know, to be fair, $800 to $900 for rent for, you know, for my part of the unit, kind of. I think it's cheap, but I only have to walk 2 blocks to my job. Like, when we think about it, that's pretty insane. Yeah, the biggest problem will be that if I live there and I want to hang out with Paige, I'm slightly SOL, or I'll need to rent an hour car or something of the other like that. That's fine. Maybe, probably not actually. But, you know, I'm back on campus now, so I get to deal with bureaucracy. Get to eat. Both eating and bureaucracy. Got a bunch of stuff from my dad.
Stop! We got a few more things before this vlog has to conclude. Activate day mode. So why this is important? Because the storms are brewing tomorrow. We are in the getting fucked zone, aka maybe tornadoes. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, tomorrow morning's gonna be bad, and then the thunder might be a fucking, and we might be a ducking. Because, yeah, it looks like the tract of second wave of thunderstorms is gonna just go north of Minneapolis, but if it decides to go south, haha. Now, why am I concerned about this? Because this is my current umbrella in my room. It's really a parasol, and it's really to block UV. That thing's not gonna survive against hail. To be fair, most umbrellas probably won't survive against hail unless you have, like, the absolute Giga Chad of umbrellas. But that's where my car comes in. Because I have the closest thing to a Giga Chad umbrella.
But yeah, this thing is huge, and arguably the heaviest duty umbrella I've ever wielded in my hands. It could make a surprisingly decent lance, even though the end isn't sharp. But it's just a nice pokey little thing. Because tomorrow we're gonna be prepared. But you won't get to see tomorrow. Because
the vlog ends today. It's Sunday, so
Yar. The real question is how do you carry something like this? Like, do I just hold it down like this? Do I like sling it on my shoulder like a cloud with a buster sword? What do I do? But that's okay, because tomorrow I'll be using it the normal way, with hail and maybe tornadoes in the forecast. To be fair, you can kind of see the sky is a little spooky, which means that things are probably gonna happen. I hope I'm hallucinating what felt like a drop of water on my cheek. But if I didn't hallucinate it, that's okay, because I only have a couple more blocks to go. So, if nothing else happens, I'll have to see you next time. Because the next time you see me will probably be the 2024 year review, which I have not touched in the last 3 months. That tends to happen with school and other commitments. Do I have any parting words today? Hug your friends. Maybe hug your family. And we'll see you around.